Hello, my name is Sleepy, and this is Empyrion Galactic Survival. Welcome to Sunflat's test site. Yes, it does really exist. And I thought it would be nice today to revisit that because what we're going to be doing, I need to be doing in 5.5 anyway, and it's been a long time since I've been to Sunflats. So, Sunflats is an older build. It's a place I used to store my vehicles and stuff like that. Now all these vehicles are really outdated. They've almost all been upgraded, except for the CVs, and I'm really kind of waiting for Empyrion to settle down because it's okay when I have to rebuild a small vessel or a hover vessel, but having to rebuild a CV gets to be massive. And so I'm really kind of waiting for us to kind of settle down on the upgrades a bit before I redo. I'm going to completely rebuild Sunflats in whatever iteration when I think they've finally settled down. Today we're going to talk about the Sun Dart. The Sun Dart seems to become popular, especially on Steam, so I've been giving it a lot of attention just because of that. It kind of surprised me because it was just such a quick, easy build, and it was something I had to do because all of my open cockpit vehicles weren't working in 6.0 with the cold, unless you found the exact right kind of armor and boosters for it. And it just became easier just to have a closed cockpit vehicle. So this was actually a pretty quick build. We've done some testing if you've watched the videos. We've identified our weak points and we've made some changes. This is the version that you will spawn in off of Steam. I have even made more changes today. What we did is we moved the core and both ammo boxes back a little more. Now that was done the other day. And I forgot to do it in 5.0, so it made it a 6.0 spawn, so I had to come back in today and bring it back to being a 5.5 spawn, because there's no reason for this to be a 6.0 spawn. There's nothing on here that screams it has to be 6.0. I wanted it to be a 5.5 spawn in for the other people. Now today and I've been debating about doing this the whole time. We know the weak spot here is through the front glass. We know there's a block right behind it, and I've known this block needs to be hardened steel, but I really didn't want to do it in the base version because it adds Sathium to the build. But I finally just broke down and I said, listen, I need to go ahead, that has to be Sathium. So today I went ahead and upgraded this block right back here, and it is hardened steel now. And then there is a medium thruster behind here where there used to be two small thrusters. The reason I did the medium thruster, and we can take a look if we go into our H menu. I think we're on small vessels. If you look at your small thrusters here, they give you 100 hit points. 80k in, which gives you 160k in, but you're talking to a total of 200 hit points. If I go to a medium thruster, we still have the 160k in, but we add 50 hit points. What it does is give us more 50 hit points on our line of our weakest line. Then right behind that medium thruster, there's another block, which was regular steel, and I also upgraded that to hardened steel. So now if you spawn in the base model, there's going to be two hardened steel blocks on the interior. What that does is if you decide you want to upgrade your dart, those are two blocks you're not going to have to worry about. We don't have to worry about tearing stuff out to upgrade it. And I thought those two, after testing, I figured those two really needed to be upgraded to hardened steel. What else? That's about it as far as the upgrades that I can think of. Now, what I want to talk about is her use in game. The way I set her up to be initially spawned in is with her weapons package like this, and this is pretty much a drone killer. This is so you can fly to the moon, you can fly to the asteroids, you can deal with all the drones, and that's why the 3 GATs. And she is very, very effective at drone killing. With her regular steel and her 3 GATs, you can fly around and just basically wipe out drones. I have not seen a drone that can stand up to her for more than a second and a half, 2 seconds as long as you're accurate fire. But for taking up bases, and if you watch the test, you know we took her in this configuration, exact, without the hardened steel, of course, up against bases. And I don't like going up against bases or up against patrol vessels with only the 2 missile launchers, because I think those are your most effective weapons when going against base guns. So we're going to spawn in a new one here. And we'll upgrade a new one. So we can kind of keep them. I know she is still unlocked level 10. And she is spawnable in 5.5. That was important for me. Like I said, there was no reason for her to be a 6.0 spawn in. Let's get a little fuel in her. So we can turn her around. What we're going to do is we're going to do a little upgraded version. You can upgrade it any way you feel you want. But this is how I recommend you upgrade it. This may give you some help. The first thing I would do, depending on your mission, is I would take out these two GATs. If I'm going up against bases or up against the patrol vessel. Now listen, there's no reason to not put these GATs inside your cargo box. And that way, say if you're flying around and you're fighting drones and you're like, okay, I cleared out the drones, now I want to go clear out a base. All you got to do is land, take out these two GATs, have two missile launchers in your cargo box, and put the two missile launchers in. What we're going to do is we're going to disassemble, that way we can keep them whole. These two GATs. And like I said, the best way to do it, I would do, is just go to P. I would go to my cargo box. I would use my second cargo box so I knew where they were, and I would actually just put them in the corner down here. That way you have them available so you can easily hot swap and switch out configurations as you want. And if I was you, I would carry around two missile launchers, two rocket launchers. And I would just pop them in the holes. Simple as that. Now you don't have to paint them. I just happen to have paint tools with me. So I'll go ahead and paint them black while we're here. And that, as far as the gun configuration, is how I would advise. Like I said, you can do it any way you want, whatever you're more comfortable with, but that would be the way I would be comfortable attacking a base as far as the base guns. Now, we'll talk about the steel. She is totally regular steel. You know, top to bottom, front to back, except for this block right here, and then there's a medium thruster and a block behind it that are hardened steel. Now, what I prefer to do, especially off the first, now, to upgrade, what you're going to need is steel plate. Better grab some hardened steel. And you get this just by taking apart POIs, taking apart friendly POIs, whatever. When you take out the blocks, you'll get hardened steel. Oh, I already had some in here. I got another junk in here. I have no idea why I have pumpkins in here. No clue. What you do, you just go to your repair tool, right click on it, and then you can go to upgrade. Now, as long as you have the steel plate, you can upgrade the steel blocks. Now, what you want to do is you want to step back and look at it directly from the angle you would be attacking. You'll normally be attacking from the front. So what you want to do is look at all these blocks, and let's get this sun. This glare is not killing us. So we can see. You want to look at all the blocks that you can see, and that would be the blocks that I would advise you to upgrade. So we'll just start in the center here. You just left click when you're on upgrade, and you'll see it's upgrading all these blocks to hardened steel. You want to try to get all the forward-facing blocks. Those are the ones that will take the most fire. And if you want to do it on the cheap, that is probably the best way to do it on the cheap. That's all of them on this side. Yes, I even do the two little ones here. I mean, you can do the back ones, it doesn't matter. Just anything that'll soak up damage is what you're looking for. So your craft is survivable longer in flight. Like you look. Now, all of our forward-facing surfaces are hardened steel. That'll give us a lot longer survivability in battle and in combat. We'll have to go back and repair less often. Now, it will be a little more expensive when you have to replace blocks that are lost. But the blocks in combat should last you a lot longer. You shouldn't have to replace a whole lot more. Second question you want to ask you is, what is your style of attack? Do you like to come in high and come down on a base, or do you like to come in low and come up on a base? Now that's something you're going to have to look at within yourself. Me, I like to come in high, a little higher. So what next thing I would want to look at is I want to look at the bottom is what would be exposed. And what I want to do is go in here and just take these front blocks here and upgrade them. Make sure the stuff on the bottom, which I probably didn't get her high enough. I don't know that you have to go all the way back. Kind of just depends on how comfortable you are. Like I said, if you're comfortable, you can upgrade the whole thing to combat steel. That's eventually what I would do. But like if you like to come in a little higher than the POI and attack in that way, you would be better off upgrading these lower ones to combat steel, or to hardened steel. And in the same breath, if you like to come in low, let's shut her off. If you like to come in low, then there's no sense in not, especially these up here, which are only half blocks, so they're half hit points. Just go ahead and upgrade them. Nothing wrong with going in here and making sure that some of your depth here is upgraded on the front. That will be where you take the damage. Like I said, you can upgrade the entire thing to hardened steel, which makes it heavier. It will take a little bit away from the flight characteristics, not a whole lot, but will make the craft. If you watch the test, she did really well being just regular steel, in my opinion. We identified the weak spots. We've corrected those. We have moved back. We've made our core safer. We've made our ammo boxes safer, and now we've made our center safer. So I think we've corrected a lot of those problems. Even without upgrading her, she will actually perform better, in my opinion, than she did during the test. And then once you upgrade her, give her the hardened steel, I think she will be pretty much ready to tackle a lot of the issues that you're going to find. I wouldn't have a problem, like I say, in this configuration, taking her to other planets facing a lot tougher POIs. Using tactics, of course, don't use the blunt force that I used in the test. I used the blunt force in the test for a reason. I tried to test her. I was trying to identify where her weak points are, where her shoot down points are, what would be in most danger of being shot down, and we identified those, which gives us this opportunity to be able to correct them. But that would be my recommendation on upgrading her. Like I said, you can upgrade her anywhere you want. She's yours once you spawn her in to fly. And that responsibility does become on you. I just kind of she was getting so popular, I kind of wanted to put a little video about her, about what I've done to her as far as improvements, and about suggestions of ways to improve her depending on your use. And like I said, this all depends on your use in game. And that's something you're going to have to evaluate that I can't evaluate for you. How do you intend to use her in game? And there's nothing wrong with replacing all of these with GATs if you intend to make her just a total drone killer. If you're using her on easy settings and you want her just to chew up base blocks like we did with the Hornet, you can bring her in and just open up holes all in a base with 5 GATs. 5 GATs would just completely turn a base into Swiss cheese on easy or medium settings, as long as it doesn't have hardened combat steel on it. And you could actually use her just to open up a base and make it Swiss cheese and be able to go in and out from any point you want. That's totally up to your game style, how you want to play. I just want to kind of show you what the options were available with her. This is the Sleepy. This is how to upgrade your dart. Any questions, please feel free to leave them. I'll answer them. Any comments, any suggestions. I'd be more than happy to listen, more than happy to look at them. Let's see, is that the only things I needed to cover? I think so. But this is Sun Flats. This is the Sun Dart. I am Sleepy. Have a great day. Peace. Be careful. And you're all more important than you think. I'm out of here.